I've been putting off creating this video, not because I don't have anything to say, but because, to be honest, I wasn't sure how to say it, or if I wanted to say it. But the reality is, I'm starting over, at 34, something I never, ever imagined or planned. I pride myself on always having a plan, working the plan, sticking with it even when it's hard, and for the first time in my life, I don't know what the plan is. After 10 years, I closed my business. And it still feels so strange to say that out loud. For a decade, being a business owner and an entrepreneur wasn't just my job. It was who I was. Maybe that's because I named the business after myself. We were so intertwined. It shaped how people saw me. It shaped how I saw myself, in all honesty. And now that that's gone, I feel untethered. I'm kind of floating. I'm between then and now and what's next. My feet don't feel like they're on the ground, and I don't really know which direction I'm going. There's a lot of feelings that I'm feeling. I feel so proud of myself for building a business that connected with so many women, that resonated with so many individuals, that achieved so many goals that I had set out for myself. I feel relieved in some ways, relieved that I get to look forward to something new, even maybe excited for what's next. But mostly, I just feel unsure. I'm standing in this space between who I was and who I'm becoming, but I have no map, no clear direction, and no timeline. Being A-type and a high achiever, this is so foreign to me. I'm really in the messy middle of becoming who I'm going to be. I'm entering my second act of life. My first act was being an entrepreneur, was being a founder, a designer, a creator, of building a community, of building a product and a brand, of speaking on panels, giving a TED Talk. And now I'm in the middle, the messy middle of what's next. And I've always loved hearing stories about people's second acts, their reinventions, fresh starts, or bold pivots. But no one really talks about this part, this in-between, the stretch of time where nothing makes much sense and everything feels a little foggy. We always hear about it after the fact. We always know that it was tough, that it was messy, but they've arrived. Mel Robbins has arrived. Look at her. From almost declaring bankruptcy, closing businesses, to now being one of the biggest speakers in the world. But we hear about it after. And that doesn't really inspire me. I want to know more about the messy middle. And I'm going to share more about my messy middle of starting over. There are days that I feel inspired, and then there are days where I honestly just lay on the floor wondering if I peaked at 29. And I really, really hate admitting that, but I do ask myself that often. Were my 20s my best decade? Will I ever feel success like I had in my 20s? Will I have those highs from big sales, from amazing press? Will I ever be who I once was? But the reality is I'm going to be someone new, and I need to remember that I'm going to love her no matter what. And these feelings, let me tell you, they're complicated, they're heavy, and they're so real. I miss the version of me who was so sure. I miss that confidence that came from knowing exactly what I was building, exactly where I was going, and so concrete of my why. But I'm learning to be okay with not knowing. That's not an easy thing for me, the not knowing part. It's hard. It's messy. It's sticky. It makes me question so many things. So I'm having to relearn so much about myself, my identity, my values, and what success looks like to me. Where will my joy come from? Is it defined by what others see, or is it defined by me? And I'm learning to be okay with not knowing much of any of that, despite how hard it is. I guess creating this video is because I don't only want to show the tidy parts of my life. That highlight reel that we see so often online, as beautiful as it is, it's just that, a highlight reel. The curated moments, the wins, the big smiles. We don't see the messes in the corner, the tough nights, the low days, the questions, the uncertainty. As I lead with vulnerability, I realize I have to show all these aspects of my life. I want to make space for that too, for that uncertainty, the grief, boredom, hope, all of it tangled up together. So many emotions can happen in one day, not just joy because I got my matcha and I spent some time with my husband, and maybe I watched a basketball game. I don't have any new projects to promote, any secret business idea, or some big scheme I'm working on. I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing a little of this, a little of that. Some of the things I've been able to do over the past 5 years, I'm continuing to doing. Pouring into other business owners, consulting, being creative, and trying new things. But mostly, I'm sitting in the unknown, trying to figure out who I am without that one thing I thought would define me forever. Being an entrepreneur is all-encompassing. It's also isolating. And I don't want to be isolated. I want to be with people. I want to share my life with people. And I want to connect with others who are feeling this way too, because I know I'm not the only one. So even though I'm starting over and I'm saying goodbye to Mary Young, to who I was as an entrepreneur and a business owner, that was my first act in life. Over a decade, pouring myself into a business, into a community, into a product, into building what I thought would be my forever, only to realize that life has so much more to offer than one singular thing. I'm entering my act 2. And no, I don't know what that is. I have ideas, I have dreams, I have desires and wants, but I'm also allowing it to find me. Instead of forcing something, instead of creating this plan and God laughing, I'm letting God guide me. I'm trusting my gut. I'm listening to my intuition. And I'm relearning how to put value in myself as a person, not as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or being productive in my output, but really in loving myself in this messy middle, in this season of starting over, of starting from scratch and starting fresh. Because I already know whatever is going to come is going to fill my cup up as long as I continue to show up for myself. And I'm trusting there's power in not knowing. And maybe that's enough for right now.